Johnny Depp has quit his role in Fantastic Beasts 3 after his unsuccessful trial against the Sun newspaper.
The star says he agreed to a request to resign, adding the judgment of the High Court trial will not change his fight to tell the truth.
He told the High Court the articles had caused serious harm to his personal and professional reputation. Warner Brothers announced another actor would take over as the character Grindelwald in the film.
Are Warner Bros. And Disney finally being sued by Johnny Depp for removing him from their movies? After Amber Heard wrote the infamous op-ed in the Washington Post, publicly bashing Johnny Depp, and after The Sun published an article calling Johnny Depp a wife-beater, Johnny's career was in danger, and both the companies were in talk regarding Johnny's future with their respective movies. And in 2020, after Johnny Depp lost his libel case against The Sun, Warner Bros. Made the decision to remove Johnny Depp from the Fantastic Beasts franchise and replace him with Danish actor Mads Mikkelsen. This decision was taken by Warner Bros. Chairman Toby Emmerich, and reportedly Johnny was asked to leave and replaced mid-shooting of the third movie. This was probably one of the most humiliating experiences for Johnny. After the decision was announced, Johnny took to Instagram to share the news with his fans on how he was asked to step down from the movie. Johnny wrote, "In light of recent events, I would like to make the following short statement. Firstly, I'd like to thank everybody who has gifted me with their support and loyalty. I have been humbled and moved by your many messages of love and concern, particularly over the last few days. Secondly, I wish to let you know that I have been asked to resign by Warner Bros. From my role as Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts, and I have respected and agreed to that request. Finally, I wish to say this. The surreal judgment of the court in the UK will not change my fight to tell the truth, and I confirm that I plan to appeal. My resolve remains strong, and I intend to prove that the allegations against me are false. My life and career will not be defined by this moment in time." And as for Disney, they followed the same suit as Warner Bros. After Amber released her op-ed in the Washington Post at the height of the Me Too movement. Apparently, Johnny Depp was to star in 2 more upcoming Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but was again asked to step down due to controversy surrounding him.
Captain Jack Sparrow was a character that I had built from the ground up, and was something that I've of course put a lot of as you do with all characters, but you put a lot of yourself into the character. So, and also having worked on these films with these people and having added much of myself, much of my own rewriting of the dialogue and scenes and the jokes and whatever they are, I didn't quite understand how that after that long relationship and quite a successful relationship, certainly for Disney, that suddenly I was guilty until proven innocent. A very deep and distinct sense of having been betrayed by the people that I had been working with, the people that I had worked hard for, the people that I had delivered a character to that they initially despised, but somehow, even I stuck to my guns with the character and it seemed to work. So
Johnny Depp revealed that he felt betrayed by Disney because they were very quick to drop him.
And the fact is, Mr. Depp, if Disney came to you with $300 million and 1 million alpacas, nothing on this earth would get you to go back and work with Disney on a Pirates of the Caribbean film. Correct?
That is true, Mr. Rottenborn.
During the trial, it was also revealed that Amber's op-ed had catastrophic effect on Johnny's career, and he had suffered a loss of over $40 million after Disney dropped him.
What conclusions did you draw from your review?
I concluded that Mr. Depp suffered lost earnings of approximately $40 million.
How did you reach that conclusion?
Well, there are really 2 main components to that. The first relates to the loss of the role of Captain Jack Sparrow in the Pirates 6 film. So the loss relates to the loss of that role in that franchise picture. It was $22.5 million based on testimony provided by Mr. Jack Wiggum. In addition, we looked at, yes?
Did you do anything else with respect to Pirates 6?
Well, we also calculated the net earnings that Mr. Depp would have received.
When did you learn that Disney was going in a different direction and no longer planned to use Mr. Depp in Pirates 6?
Early 2019.
But it wasn't just Johnny who suffered huge loss financially after he was dropped by the movies. Fantastic Beasts 3 flopped at the box office and is now officially the lowest-grossing film in the Wizarding World franchise. It is probably because of all the fans who vowed to boycott the movie for unfairly firing and replacing Johnny. And according to insider sources, Disney is also panicking because they do not want to suffer the same outcome with their upcoming Pirates of the Caribbean movies and are trying everything in their power to get Johnny Depp back. It has also been rumored that Disney has prepared a contract of $301 million for Johnny Depp to return as Captain Jack Sparrow. Another Disney insider revealed that Disney even sent him a congratulatory basket on his win and are desperately trying to bring him back and asking for his forgiveness, saying, Disney is very interested in patching up their relationship with Johnny Depp. They reached out to the actor prior to his defamation trial against Amber Heard and asked whether he would be interested in returning for another Pirates film or two. I know corporate sent him a gift basket with a very heartfelt letter, but I'm unsure how it was received. But what I can tell you is that the studio has already penned up a draft for a film about Jack Sparrow, so they are very hopeful that Johnny will forgive them and return as his iconic character. Legal experts are also saying that since Johnny has won the defamation case against Amber Heard proving his innocence, he should reappeal the UK verdict too. Daniel Shensmith, a barrister in England and Wales, launched a petition requesting to reappeal the 2020 UK court ruling, and the petition is already gaining a lot of traction on social media. Shensmith wrote in his petition, "The world watched as the US trial unfolded and the jury delivered its verdict in contrast to the findings of the trial judge in the UK. With full respect to the learned judge, this goes against natural logic and, as it would seem, natural justice. This has led many, including me, to ask, how can this have ever achieved a just outcome? How can this be fair?" Shensmith also explained that it should not be impossible for Johnny to reopen and appeal the libel case verdict because it is entirely inconsistent with all the evidence presented during the defamation trial.
52.30 of the Civil Procedure Rules is a rarity. This is extremely rare for the court to open up an appeal or permission to appeal, but there was one such case in 2019. And without boring you with the details, it ultimately came down to a document not being before the court that the court should have had in order to decide the case. So going back to that test for a moment in 52.30, A, it's necessary to avoid a real injustice. Pause. I think this now is necessary to avoid a real injustice because a jury has decided it in full open court where the claim was against Amber Heard. B, the circumstances are exceptional and make it appropriate to reopen the appeal. Pause. I think these circumstances are exceptional. We've effectively had the same trial, albeit different defendants, in two different countries, and the latter being decided by a jury against the person who is the real second subject of this claim other than Johnny Depp. And third and finally, that there is no alternative effective remedy. Well, there is no other remedy. If this case is dead effectively in the UK because permission to appeal was refused, there is no remedy at all. Those articles were published and the damage was done. There has been no remedy because the judge ruled against Johnny Depp, and there's been no appeal because permission to appeal was refused. In my humble interpretation of the rules, this qualifies under Part 52.30 of the Civil Procedure Rules as being necessary to avoid real injustice, an exceptional case which makes it appropriate to reopen the appeal, and there's no alternative remedy.
So if Johnny is able to reappeal the UK verdict, it would mean that Johnny was wrongfully removed by Warner Bros. And he has every right to sue them. Same with Disney, since it has been proven that Amber's op-ed had severe effect on Johnny's career, which included Disney removing him from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise before proven guilty, he could sue Disney as well. In case you didn't know already, Johnny Depp was also the one who got Amber the role of Mara in Aquaman. Johnny revealed that Amber asked him to talk to Warner Bros. Head and put in a good word for her.
I was informed by Ms. Heard that the film was going to be shooting in Australia, and that was I can only say that ultimately she did get the job in the film. So hopefully I suppose I had curbed their worries to some degree.
So fans are also calling Warner Bros. Hypocrite for still continuing to work with Amber, even though it has been proven she was the one who framed Johnny. Like one fan said, anyone else finds it odd that literally seconds Johnny lost the Sun case, Warner Bros. Put out a statement and fired him, but it's almost been a month and they've been quiet. Like nothing happened with Amber Heard. Johnny Depp should be able to sue Disney and Warner Bros. For the profits he's lost due to false accusations. Another fan said, I wonder, if the story is true about Amber still in Aquaman 2, could Johnny Depp sue WB for allowing Amber to stay on when they had let him go before he was found innocent? He was telling the truth all along. If he can, then I hope he does. Shame on WB. Another fan tweeted, Johnny Depp should sue Disney next for unlawful firing since they didn't have any evidence. Let's get all his coins back. Do you think Johnny will sue both Warner Bros. And Disney for unlawful termination before he had a chance to prove his innocence? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more latest celeb gossip like this, because we've got you covered right here on Culture Covered.